5 years ago, I used to be such a good FIFA player. I would play for hours every single day. And not play, but like grind it hard for hours every single day. I had my journey, I had something I was striving for. And after playing it for so long, I was too tired to go ahead in the real world and interact with people. So I ended up neglecting my social life completely. But it's interesting because I didn't feel like my social life was lacking at all. This video game, alongside TV shows and social media content, all of these things were satisfying my social needs perfectly. I could just stay inside my house for hours every single day and not feel like I'm lacking. Everything was perfect. But I ended up going into the real world inevitably, because you inevitably end up interacting with people, and you just see how weird you're behaving, how weird you're feeling, because you're just not used to it anymore. I felt alienated from the world, and I was so frustrated because I didn't really know how to behave anymore. And I saw these people having a great time and socializing and bonding, creating nice memories, and I just felt like it was so hard to just basically interact and talk with them. But I had no idea what I was doing back then. I had no idea how bad the effects were on me. Because look, these things, video games and TV shows and social media, these things are able to satisfy our social needs perfectly. They are designed that way. And the thing is that when you interact with the virtual world, you see characters and you encounter these characters that you absolutely love, and they have no flaws that would trigger you. They have no traits that would trigger you. And in contrast to that, when you go into the real world, you encounter people that do trigger you. Like even the person you love the most would have like several traits that would trigger you. And you don't like that. Like if I ask you, what do you prefer, to stay inside and not be triggered, or to go outside and be triggered? Like the logical reaction would be to just stay inside and not be triggered. So that's why I can't really condemn myself, because I didn't know any better back then. But I'm just here to tell you this in the hopes that you are able to spot this behavior yourself. And maybe you are just not such an introverted person, maybe you're not necessarily a very anxious person, but maybe you're just too overstimulated and you don't even feel the need to go outside and talk to people, because you have all these social needs satisfied in here. So then why would you? Why would you go outside to feel bad? That's stupid. It's a very stupid idea. Now, there are people that are able to go outside and interact with people despite the fact that they spend a lot of time consuming content. And I'm not talking to those people here. I'm talking to you if you identify yourself as a person that feels a lot of social anxiety, and a person that's really shy and reserved and introverted, and you don't really like that, you feel like something's wrong. How many hours of screen time do you have today, or yesterday, or the average of last week? Because I bet it's something around 8. Now, that's a horrible number in my opinion. Even, I'd say 5 is a good goal, but even 5 is an indulgent goal. It's very, very difficult to break up with this virtual world, because you have so many memories there. Maybe you have something you've been grinding for, and you find it very hard to abandon it all. And I know how it feels, because I've been there myself again. But for me personally, when I stepped out of that, when I decided to lower my screen time and to just spend more time in the real world, befriend my mind, like everything just became better. My pure existence, my raw, unstimulated existence just felt better. And that's what I want for you. And you can definitely get to that point. So step number 1 is to just lower the amount of time you spend on your screens, not only on your smartphone, but also on your other devices. And then what can you do with your free time? You can just go outside, you can do sports, or you can just stay inside and just spend time with yourself, by yourself, go on a date with yourself. Just befriend your mind, because I bet that currently, if you take some time off, your mind will just bully you automatically in the first 5 minutes. Your mind will start criticizing you. And you don't like that, that's why you numb it all the time with consumption. But in order to get to the point where your mind is your friend and doesn't criticize you anymore, you have to go through the trenches. You have to go through the hard times. Ultimately, it's just up to you. Like, Are you okay with being this person that spends a lot of time consuming content and then every single time you go outside, you feel like an alien, you feel so insecure, fight or flight kicks in? Or do you want your social situations to just be better, your social life to thrive, to have friends, and to really be able to be yourself, not to play up to a certain character, to just be yourself out there and feel good? It's just your decision.